What's 11 Universe? It's Xander, and welcome back to WWE 2K23 Universe Mode. We are back on Monday Night Raw on the road to 3 different shows at this point. Next weekend, December 31st, WWE Evolution. The following day, in 2 weeks, January 1st, Raw Day 1. And then, just a couple of weeks later, in the middle of January, Clash at the Castle. We got a lot going on. Maybe too much in some people's eyes. But you know what? I like what I do. So we are kicking things off with the United States Champion in action, Rhea Ripley, making her way down to the ring. I have a new attire downloaded for her. I don't think I installed it, though. Version 1.22 came out today, for those curious, and it nearly broke my whole computer, so... Rhea Ripley makes her way down to the ring, though, does the U.S. Champion, and she's going one-on-one tonight with Nikki Cross. Oh, sweet, that attire worked. I've also installed a new version of Cake Tools, so I'm hoping that maybe it will help with the with some of the mods that have been giving us trouble lately, like with the glitching textures. But nonetheless, Nikki Cross going one-on-one with the United States Champion Rhea Ripley tonight. Nikki Cross, of course, has been in an interesting situation with the Wyatt Six, where Alexa Bliss and Uncle Howdy have been trying to lure her into the family. So Rhea Ripley and Nikki Cross one-on-one without any further ado. Here we go. As they lock up now, Nikki Cross. Oh, kicked in the ribs. Rhea with a clothesline taking her down. Rhea grabs onto Nikki now, pulling her in, and Rhea Ripley with Nikki Cross kicks her in the face, taking her down. Nikki goes down. Rhea Ripley drops the leg across the head. Folks, we've got a huge show with Raw Day 1 coming up in just a couple of weeks. We got a huge show with Evolution coming up in just under 2 weeks as well. We'll announce more for each of those as time goes on. As now Nikki Cross grabs a hold of Rhea Ripley, taking her towards the ropes. Of course, if you want to see some other exclusive action, you can see Ella's Living Honor Club and WWE Live now every week on the channel for members. And I can see, by looking out at the crowd, the new crowd shirt mods work, which is fantastic. New Rhea Ripley shirts, some Main Event Jey Uso shirts. Lots of Main Event Jey Uso shirts in the crowd. Him. See a few shirts that I'm not particularly thrilled to see. That's fine. I don't have to deal with it if I don't want to. As Rhea Ripley throwing Nikki Cross into the barricade. Bounces her head first off of it, and Rhea Ripley slams her into it again. Grabs a hold of her now, does Rhea, getting her back up to her feet now. Rhea Ripley throwing Nikki Cross back into the ring now. Rhea getting her back up to her feet here. Rhea Ripley into an elbow strike, firing away again. Rhea knocking her back here, countered. Nikki Cross shoving her back. Nikki grabs a hold of her, pulls her in. Nikki Cross sends her off the ropes. Went for a clothesline. Rhea now hitting the ropes. Catching the ropes here. Nikki grabs a hold of her. Nikki Cross with Rhea Ripley by the back of the head. Hangs her up in the ropes now. Nikki Cross hits her with a knee strike. Taking down the U.S. champ. Rhea goes down now. Nikki getting her back up to her feet here. Nikki Cross with Rhea Ripley taking her towards the ropes. Nikki Cross grabs a hold of her. Getting her up. Bouncing. Puts her in the ropes. Nikki Cross swinging neck breaker to Rhea. Rhea immediately back up to her feet though, and Nikki Cross grabs her. Cross with the U.S. champ off the ropes. Goes for a clothesline. Rhea countered. Rhea goes for a boot. Nikki countered. Rhea Ripley firing away at her now. Rhea Ripley puts her in the corner now. And Rhea Ripley running shoulders into her repeatedly here. Rhea hitting the ropes now. And Mommy coming off the ropes. Big drop kick. Takes down Nikki. Rhea Ripley getting her back up to her feet here. Rhea Ripley elbow strike. Firing away at her repeatedly here is Ripley. Nikki answers back now, and Nikki shoves her back. Nikki Cross hit with a jawbreaker. Rhea Ripley counters, kicks her in the ribs, pulls her in. The U.S. champ gonna look for Riptide. But a rope break is gonna save Nikki Cross. So Rhea Ripley kicking away at her now. Rhea's got her down. And here comes Nikki. Whoa, Nikki into a Thez press. And now Nikki Cross coming in. Oh, baseball slide. Cross turns her over now, and Cross kicks her in the back. Nikki Cross turns her over. Cross grabs Rhea, taking her down. And now Nikki getting back into the ring. Here comes Nikki Cross. Coming in. No, Rhea caught her, and Rhea Ripley. Oh, what a takedown there from the U.S. champ. And now Rhea grabs a hold of her, pulling Nikki Cross in. Lifts her up. Rhea Ripley. Prism lock. Prism lock in on Nikki Cross. Rhea Ripley wrenching it in on her now. Nikki Cross, is she going to be able to stay in this one? Rhea Ripley forcing the Prism lock in on her here. Is Nikki going to be able to stay in it? Nikki Cross fighting with all of her life here, fighting like her life depends on it, which right now it kind of does. She rolls out of it. Rhea answers back with a kick. Rhea Ripley off the ropes. Got her with the boot. Shoves her down into a cover. 1, 2, 3. Rhea Ripley with the victory. Rhea Ripley gets the win. So Rhea Ripley with the victory there tonight. And that is only our first bit of action coming off SummerSlam. Whoa, wait a minute! Alexa Bliss of Wyatt 6, remember? Wyatt 6 has been trying to court Nikki Cross for weeks, and Bliss going after Rhea Ripley now. Alexa Bliss pulling the United States champion in, and Bliss Sister Abigail. So Rhea Ripley wants to take the cheap way out and then thinks she can go get distracted with the Wyatt 6, eh? Well, Rhea, you ain't gotten away from me yet. That United States title needs the Grayson Waller. If anyone's taking down Rhea, it's me. Well, it seems the U.S. title picture is picking up on all fronts. People of all genders coming after the gold. But we are moving into some more singles action up next, folks, as here comes the self-proclaimed Hollywood A-lister. Here comes The Miz to the ring, and he's got that social media twerp, that little dweeb Logan Paul with him, the wannabe boxer. Miz and Logan tried to win the Raw tag titles a few nights ago at SummerSlam, ended up coming short to Cena and LA Knight, who we'll be hearing from later tonight about their victory. Lots of big news involving Cena and Knight with Day 1 coming up as well. I can also confirm that The Miz and Logan Paul will actually be in action at WWE Day 1. Logan Paul will have his first ever televised matchup outside of off pay-per-view is what I mean. His first ever weekly televised matchup as part of Monday Night Raw when he and The Miz team up. And we're about to see one of their opponents for that show. In fact, the only one of their opponents that we officially know at this point in time. Raw Day 1 is going to be a huge show. If you haven't already seen the announcements for it, it will feature the return of AJ Styles, as well as The Miz and Logan Paul taking on Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, and a tag team partner of whoever is willing to team up with Lashley against these two. So Lashley making his way down to the ring a few weeks ago on WWE Live for members on the December 2nd house show. Miz and Logan Paul jumped Bobby Lashley from behind, and Miz helped Paul pin Bobby Lashley to avenge his WrestleMania loss and take the hardcore title, which we now know from last week on Raw, Logan Paul took and pawned off. The hardcore title is no more within the LS11 universe. That means there's been 2 sets of titles that have been retired over the last couple of weeks. Don't know what I'm talking about? LS11universe.com is your friend. So Bobby Lashley, the Almighty, is going one-on-one with The Miz tonight. Lashley looking to make an example out of Miz. Without any further ado, here we go. Bobby Lashley runs into him with a shoulder block. Lashley pacing around him now, grabs a hold of Miz, pulls him in. Lashley gets Miz up, and powerbomb takes him down. Lashley now getting the Miz back up to his feet, and Bobby Lashley with Miz throws him across the ring into the corner. Lashley spear into the ribs of Miz, kicks him in the face as well. Lashley kicking away at him repeatedly here. He's got Miz down. Miz back to his feet, jumping neck breaker, takes down Lashley. Lashley getting back up to his feet now. Miz throwing jabs at him here. Bobby Lashley caught with a right hook from Miz. There's a kick now from the Miz, and Miz now kicks him in the ribs again. Miz with Lashley down. Miz grabs a hold of him. Lashley kicks him in the head. Lashley grabs a hold of him now. Miz with a right hook. Miz grabs the former U.S. champion. He's got Lashley by the back of the head. Miz, both of these men former United States champions actually. As now Lashley, clothesline. Lashley, one of the few people in the modern series to have held the classic U.S. title, my personal favorite of the U.S. title. Actually, I prefer the WCW U.S. title, but in WWE, I prefer the old design to the new one. I'm in the minority on that, I believe, but I do prefer the old one. We updated to the new one because we, for the most part, try and keep things current, except for that gold monstrosity that the WWE title is. I just do not like it. As now Logan Paul is talking some smack to Bobby Lashley here, and Lashley tries to reach out and grab him. Lashley turns around, and Miz grabs a hold of Lashley now, and Miz with Lashley. No, Lashley flattening the A-lister. Lashley's got him down now, and Bobby Lashley pulls Miz in, lifts him up, and Lashley powerbomb taking down Miz. Lashley circling him now. He's got Miz down. Bobby Lashley turns him over, grabs Miz. Miz now going up and down for the Dominator. And now Logan Paul in the face of Lashley again. And Miz, he's got Lashley. Miz punches him in the head. Lashley goes down to one knee, and Miz now. What is Miz thinking here? Miz, what are you thinking here? Running knee from Miz. Cover by Miz now on Lashley, but no, Lashley kicks out immediately. And now Miz sidesteps him. Lashley counters. Bobby Lashley picks him up, and Bobby Lashley body slams the Miz. Lashley into the corner now, and Lashley, here we go. Looks right out at Logan Paul and says, "This is going to be you." Spear, no! Miz with a counter. Miz kicking Lashley in the face now. Bobby Lashley rolls out of the ring now, and Miz going up to the top. The Miz looking to fly. Miz. Oh! Hits Logan Paul due to Lashley. Lashley pulled Paul into the path of Miz. And now Lashley with Miz back into the ring. Bobby Lashley. Here we go again. Lashley. We're going to put Miz down for a spear. And Bobby Lashley with a massive spear to Miz. Lifts him up into Dominator. And Bobby now has got Miz down. Bobby Lashley with the Miz. Bobby Lashley turns him around. Punches him away from the ropes now. And Lashley into the Hurt Lock on Miz. And that's all she wrote. Lashley looking right out at Logan Paul once again. Big win there for Bobby Lashley tonight. That Hurt Lock went in, and Miz was done. Done like a well-seasoned steak. Hey, Logan! Yeah, you look at me when I'm talking to you, boy. Next time, that's gonna be you. Because I don't care if I gotta pick the weakest guy in the back. I'm gonna find a partner. I'm gonna break your bony little ass in half. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for watching and tuning in to yet another amazing episode of Monday Night Raw. I've got an announcement to make tonight to thank all of you for being here. I'm going to announce right here, right now, and we will be seeing this in just a moment as well, that I have found the next challenger for WWE Evolution for the Divas Champion.
Titus, that spooky little witch Alexa wants to play games. Well, let her play games. Evolution. I'll put the United States title on the line while I'm at it. That little goth bitch is going down. Oh, and while I've got you, Pete and that little twerp Grayson want to play games with Mommy too? Well then, why don't you give me both of them at Clash at the Castle? I'll remind this whole roster the most important lesson of Monday nights. And that lesson is, Mommy is always on top.
Well, Rhea, I kind of had an announcement to make, but, I will take what you just said into consideration and, oh hell, my time is up. Well, I guess we're all gonna find out together, aren't we? Because here is the Divas Champion, Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton marching down to the ring. She beat Nikki Bella just 2 nights ago. She beat Brie Bella a few nights before that. Her crusade to beat all the former Divas champions seems to be continuing at Evolution next weekend. Tiffany Stratton, she's got something to say before we find out who her next challenger is going to be. Let's hear from Tiffany. Stratton in the ring. Let's hear what she's got to say.
So Titus said that he has another challenge for me? As if. I've already proved I am without a shadow of a doubt the greatest diva that this company has ever seen. Does he really think that anyone can hold a candle to me at this point? What Washed Up has been is going to try and say she's better than me this time. I already beat the greats. Beth Phoenix went up in flames. And now both Bellas have learned that when it comes to my beautiful butterfly belt, they can look, but they can't touch.
I mean, Tiffany makes a fair point. No one's been able to beat her yet. You're kidding. You're not kidding. It's Melina. Melina is here. Melina marching down to the ring. Well, Tiffany says she's beat all the best former Divas champions there is. But Melina seems to think otherwise. And Tiffany Stratton, you're staring right down with your Evolution opponent. We got more coming up on Raw right now. Well, there you have it, folks. Melina versus Tiffany Stratton, now made official for Evolution on December 31st, 2023. And we are moving on to some singles action up next, as here comes Dexter Lumis with Indy Hartwell to the ring. Dex arriving to the ring tonight. Dexter and Indy, a big matchup tonight for Dexter. He's going head-to-head with a former world champion. So Dexter Lumis slides into the ring. And he's taking on the Prince of the Judgment Day. The men who believe they should have become Raw Tag Team Champions 48 hours ago at SummerSlam believe that John Cena and LA Knight shouldn't have been in the matchup to begin with. The United States Champion Rhea Ripley, we've had 2 matches seemingly made official for her tonight. So Judgment Day have made their way down to the ring. It's going to be Finn versus Dexter, one-on-one. But that's right, Rhea Ripley now has 2 matches seemingly made official for herself in the next couple weeks. She's got a match with Alexa Bliss at Evolution, and if she managed to keep the U.S. title in that time, she's going to take on Pete Dunne and Grayson Waller in a triple threat at Clash at the Castle on January, somewhere in January 13th. As Dexter Lumis, whoa, Balor dumps him over the top rope. Down goes Dexter. Dexter Lumis takes a big spill. Finn Balor went for a baseball slide. Lumis back into the ring now. Lumis with a chop. Dexter Lumis pulls Finn in. Drop toe hold. Taking him down. And Dexter Lumis has him down now. Dexter Lumis grabs Finn Balor. DDT. Speaking of Rhea Ripley, we've got a stacked card at Evolution already. We're going to have a #1 contenders battle royal. Several women from the past, present, and future. I'm going to go head-to-head in a battle royal with the winner getting a guaranteed title shot at an upcoming pay-per-view of their choice. And that'll feature stars from Raw, SmackDown, possibly even NXT, and of course Legends. We've now got Melina versus Tiffany Stratton confirmed. Cora Jade's going to take on Lita in a no-holds-barred match. Roxanne Perez is going to challenge Trish Stratus for the women's world title. We got Strikeforce versus Lay Cool versus the Divas Tomorrow for the women's tag titles. We're going to have a hell of a show at Evolution in a few weeks. As boom, big drop kick there from Dexter Lumis takes down Finn Balor. I can also confirm that we're actually going to be finding out who Asuka's opponent at Evolution is going to be on Friday. We're going to find out who that's going to be. Triple H has made some calls. He's got Asuka an opponent. As Balor takes down Lumis, stomps on the chest, and now Finn Balor into a drop kick takes down Lumis. Balor's got Lumis down now. Finn Balor kicking away at Dexter Lumis here, trying to keep him down. Finn sidesteps him now, grabs Lumis. Finn kicks him in the ribs now, and Finn Balor with Dexter. Into the corner now. Finn Balor with Dexter Lumis grabs a hold of him. Finn, here we go. Into the corner. Shotgun drop kick from Finn Balor. Lumis goes down, and Finn Balor to the top for the coup de grace. Down goes Dexter. Finn for the 1. Finn for the 2. And 3. Really had to give him as much time as you could there, didn't you, ref? Again, didn't get bumped into the whole match. I think I had this ramble on SmackDown, too. Or it might have been Impact. I don't remember. It was one of the two. But just like that, Finn Balor gets the win over Dexter Lumis. And Judgment Day, stand tall. We're going to hear from the new Raw Tag Team Champs up next. Ladies and gentlemen, backstage now with the new Raw Tag Team Champions, John Cena and LA Knight. John, congratulations on becoming a Grand Slam champion at last. Oh, well, thank you very much. So I got to ask you two, what is coming next for you as champions? Well, you know, being a tag team champion for the first time in my career after over 2 decades here, holding a championship for the first time, it's a feeling I haven't had in a long time. I mean, the last time I had this was, what, 3 years ago when I won the Intercontinental title for the first time? It's been a couple years of firsts for me, but LA Knight over here he's been a tag team champion a few times in his career. What can you tell me? Well, let me talk to you, John. When you're being a tag team champion, you gotta be on the same page as your partner. You can't be tripping over each other. You can't be getting in the way of one another, and you gotta be ready to deal with anyone that comes. Gentlemen, how dare you disrespect the sanctity of the tag team titles? For you see, those titles belong around the waists of a real tag team like Imperium. So hand them over and show respect to the sacred mat and your new WWE Champion, the Ring General, Gunther. Oh, let this dummy in the building, yeah! You want to talk about respect for a championship? No one knows respect for a championship better than me, son. So if you and your little bald sidekick want these titles, and I'll say the same thing I've been saying for years, if you want some, come get some. The ring general will hear your challenge. That's right, go run off to daddy and ask him for permission. Yeah. What a dummy. Yeah. Things seem to be heating up in the Raw Tag Team division, but folks, I can actually confirm here and now that John Cena and LA Knight's first defense of those championships is actually going to be in 2 weeks, 14 days time, January 1st, 2024, Raw Day 1. Cena and Knight are actually making an open challenge for the gold, and I will be able to confirm who is answering that open challenge in the next week or so. Keep your eyes open to the LS11 Universe Twitter, Discord, and website for updates on that. We might be joining Threads soon as well. I haven't officially made a decision on that yet. But currently, here comes the #1 contender to the Women's World Championship. Roxanne Perez has made her way to the ring. The young upstart tonight is going one-on-one with a former SmackDown Women's Champion and a former Women's Tag Team Champion, as well as a former NXT Women's Champion. Okay, so the modded attire halfway works. That's good to know that I am still like the one fucker on this planet having issues with this stuff. Candice LeRae making her way down to the ring. We already saw Indy Hartwell earlier tonight. We know Johnny Gargano is competing on NXT, I believe. Is he competing tomorrow? I'll get back to you on that in just a second. No, he will be competing in his second round matchup of the NXT Championship Tournament next week, not this week. But that being said, it is Candice LeRae versus Roxanne Perez right now. LeRae grabs onto her, pulls her in. Elbow strike takes down Perez. Now Candice LeRae, no. Roxanne Perez counters. LeRae getting knocked back here. Forearm strike from Roxanne. Runs in. Oh, and a Thez press from Roxanne. Roxanne Perez taking her down now, and Perez firing away on LeRae now. Candice LeRae grabs the leg and sweeps the leg of Roxanne, taking her down. Getting her back up to her feet now is Candice LeRae. She comes off the ropes. Poison Rana to Roxanne Perez. Now Candice LeRae getting her back up to her feet. Into the corner now. Candice LeRae went for a hip attack. Roxanne Perez taking her right back down into a Thez press, taking her down. Perez has got LeRae down now. Roxanne Perez firing away on her here. Candice LeRae is down. Roxanne gets caught. Leg sweep by LeRae, taking her down. Candice LeRae with the former Raw Women's Champion down. Candice LeRae, one of the more decorated stars in LS11 Universe. Has held almost every title there is to hold. Given that the Women's World title is formerly the Raw Women's title, she is just missing that and the NXT Women's Tag titles that we're about to introduce. And she would be the first woman to hold every possible championship in LS11, so how about that? Somewhere, Rhea Ripley is fuming. As now Roxanne Perez kicking away at Candice LeRae. She's got her down here. Roxanne goes for a kick. Leg sweep from Candice LeRae, taking her down now, and LeRae kicks Perez, knocking her back. Here we go, off the ropes. Another Poison Rana from the Poison Pixie. Taking her down now, Candice LeRae, tying up the legs, turns her over, pulls her in for the Wicked Stepsister from Candice LeRae to Roxanne Perez. Perez knocks her back with a kick in the jaw, though. And now Perez counters. Perez goes at her. Candice LeRae throws her in the corner, countered. Roxanne puts her in the corner now, and Roxanne Perez with an uppercut taking her down. Perez getting her back up to her feet now, and Roxanne Perez with a double axe handle. Into another one. Perez now ducks her, coming off the ropes into leaping clothesline. Taking her down, into the corner goes Candice. Big uppercut from Roxanne connects. Roxanne Perez getting her back up to her feet now, and Roxanne kicks her in the ribs, pulls her in. Oh, she's going for an Impaler DDT. Nobody home. Countered by LeRae. Candice LeRae now pulls her in. Snapmare into... Jumping neck breaker takes her down. Roxanne pulling herself up in the ropes now. Candice LeRae grabs her. LeRae sends her up the ropes. They collide, but now Candice LeRae, look at this, tilt-a-whirl DDT to Roxanne Perez. Turns her over with a kick now, does Candice LeRae. And LeRae into Gargano escape. Gargano escape in from Candice LeRae. This would be huge for her if she could knock off the #1 contender. Forearm strikes connecting there from LeRae. Or from Perez to LeRae. She sidesteps her. She kicks her in the ribs. Roxanne Perez. Pump rocks. 1, 2, 3. Roxanne Perez gets the victory. Roxanne Perez knocking off a former women's champion tonight on the road to Evolution. Oh, wait a minute. There's Trish and Lita. The Legends jumping Roxanne Perez again. These two have been making Perez's life a living hell for months. And Cora Jade's not here to save Roxanne tonight either. Lita and Trish ambushing Roxanne Perez. Our main event is supposed to be moments away between Kevin Owens and Karrion Kross, as well as Lita ambushing Perez and Trish taking her down. Well, hang on a minute. Well, hang on. There's the two men that are supposed to be competing in our main event tonight. Kevin Owens and Karrion Kross brawling backstage right now. Owens and Kross, we were supposed to be having a match between them tonight to try and figure out who is going to be Gunther's next challenger. Oh! And Karrion Kross clothesline to Kevin Owens. And Kross now with Owens. No! Oh my God! Kevin Owens hits him with that hockey stick. Kross out of the way, and Karrion Kross with a kick into the head of Owens. Kross and Owens just getting into it. The match hasn't even started. There is no match right now. And there's a referee trying to get some separation between the two. But now Kevin Owens. Kross grabs all of them, and Kross, oh my God, slams him into the elevator door. Karrion Kross now going after Owens. Kross kicks him in the head. Karrion Kross punching Kevin Owens in the face repeatedly. Kross now getting Owens back up to his feet here. Karrion Kross. Owens managing to knock him back now, and Owens, oh, sends him into the production area. Senton on the concrete. And Kevin Owens dragging Karrion Kross now. Oh, hang on a minute. Owens drags him out to ringside. Does Kevin Owens with a senton again to Kross. Kevin Owens now throwing Karrion Kross across the stage. Well, what the? Well, there's Bronson Reed. This matchup never got to start, and Bronson Reed ambushing Kevin Owens. And Bronson Reed with Kevin Owens off the stage. Oh, and there's Kaiser and Vinci. Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, the henchmen of the WWE Champion. Kaiser and Vinci ambushing Bronson Reed. Kaiser DDTs him. And Vinci Imperium taking out Bronson Reed. Oh, and there's the boss of Imperium, the final boss of Monday night. God, does it feel good to see that around his waist. Der Ring General Gunther, walking past the pile of bodies that were left in the wake. Cross, Owens, and Reed all left laying. Gunther makes his way down to the ring. Our main event is just, apparently, it's been canceled, it would seem. And Gunther is storming down to the ring. What is he here to say? Guess let's hear from him. Gunther is here. At long last, the Ring General is on top of Monday nights, on top of the WWE. But now, you wonder why Imperium would take out 3 main event level stars like Kevin Owens, Karrion Kross, and Bronson Reed. Well, the answer is quite simple. These men are showmen, and I am a professional wrestler. There are going to be changes around here on Monday Night Raw, now that a professional wrestler stands on top of the brand. No more will entertainers be valued over professional wrestlers. I don't care who's next for me. I will be out wrestling them at every turn. Thus is the reign of Der Ring General. Well, folks, the WWE Champion standing tall tonight. Thank you all for watching Monday Night Raw on the road to 3 different pay-per-view style events. Until next time, everybody, I've been Xander, and that was Universe.